Hi Tika.
Hey Jack.
My name is Jag and I'm your nurse of the day today.
hmm
So, what brought you here today?
Oh, so much going on in my life.
I wanted to inform you in the beginning of this conversation
hmm
that whatever we are going to discuss here
hmm
will be strictly confidential
hmm
and it will remain between you and me.
hmm
Yeah, in case that it becomes dangerous for you, your life, or the life of the others,
hmm
then I will definitely have to share it with my team
hmm
or other healthcare professionals
No
so
problem.
that it can save you. Is it work for you?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Now you can discuss.
Yeah, so much going on in life. I'm doing this nursing course, and I had a final exam, a midterm of one, and final of pharmacology. At the same time, I had to focus in my study, and one of my family members committed suicide back home.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
and it was so stressful. It was my wife's sister, and all of a sudden, without knowing anything, without knowing that they had any problem, she committed suicide without a suicidal note. Nobody knows what happened, and it is so much shocking and so much stress and sadness and lots of things.
Yeah. How are you feeling now?
It is hard. I have to focus on my study. I have to do my regular week by week study, and we have to do the exam, study, writing. I have to focus, but I'm unable to do that.
Yeah.
Every time that my mind goes to the same incident, and I try to find the reason, what happened, what led her to commit suicide so unexpectedly. And she was doing so great. She was in the media. She was a poet, and she has so many followers. She has a good voice, and she was singing, and she was composing poems in a lyrical way, traditional, the pattern. She used to do that, and many people, like even in Canada, America, many followers. Yes, she had many followers. I didn't know that, but now after her death, people are writing on Facebook so sad messages, condolences, and I learned that, oh, she was really great. I didn't realize, but I'm just wondering why that happened, and that is haunting me all the time.
Oh, so what I heard till now is that some of your closest relative
hmm
that committed suicide in your home country,
hmm
and that's stressing you out now,
hmm
and you're getting anxious about that, and it's not going out of your brain
Yeah,
because that relative was so close to you,
yeah.
and she was so popular, famous, and she was so yeah, living a younger life, right?
Yeah, yes,
So,
she was a role model for so many people.
okay,
She used to give a reason to live for other people.
okay.
But now she committed suicide. The whole all population who knew her, they are amazed, they are shocked
Hmm.
by this unexpected and unfortunate news of her death.
So, how the death of your that relative is affecting your life now here in Canada?
Oh, it's so much. It's so much to control, and all the time I remember the face of those innocent kids
Yeah,
who became motherless, orphan now,
yeah.
and and her parents, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, they are they are totally broken.
Yeah.
Like, it is not the first time; it is the second case in the family.
Hmm.
Her my wife's elder eldest brother also committed the same kind of suicide about 15 years ago.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and the parents are still grieving, and then now another death in the same family in the same way. So this is too much for them, and I don't know how to convince them. And I'm in the same situation,
Hmm.
but it is too much. It is hard to tolerate this pain and this separation, this unjustifiable separation.
Yeah, two deaths in a family, as you told me that like a few years ago, another person passed away,
Yeah,
and he also committed suicide, and he was young too.
yeah,
It's unbearable pain for the
hmm,
parents
yeah,
when their young kid commit suicide, and now unfortunately the second relative from the same family that committed suicide. It's really painful for the parents, and it's really painful for you too.
hmm,
That I
yeah,
understand.
hmm.
So, are you feeling anxious or some type of stress due to that death in your family?
I think so. I do not know exactly what is anxiety, but it is bothering me a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you know how whether it is anxiety or something else, but it is affecting me a lot in a very bad way.
That's what I was asking you.
Yeah,
How it's affecting you? Can you explain it more, please?
it is constantly in my mind all the time. Whenever I try to read anything, the same thing comes. Why that happened? Why I couldn't get any chance to intervene? And whenever I find some people in trouble, that should not be my relative only. Anybody, if they are in life and death situation, I really take seriously, and I try to prevent that. I don't know how I do that, but I have that confidence.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
I found it's a quality in you that
yeah.
you are emotionally attached to people, and you feel empathetic towards them because you feel their pain,
Mm-hmm.
and your relative passed away, and you are empathetic to your wife too. You
Mm-hmm.
can feel their emotions, you can
Mm-hmm.
feel their pain.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good quality in you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you for acknowledging that. What I think is whenever people say something, I take it seriously.
Hmm.
Like I think that is my problem, and if I do not listen to that person, then she's going to commit something bad will happen,
Oh.
right? Like my brother was in the same situation, and I went from here, and then I had a very good communication, and I stopped him from drinking, and then now he's healing, he's good. So I develop a confidence, and I'm doing this nursing program to help people that to boost up my confidence and then help people get out of the problem. So I'm thinking that why I couldn't get chance to do anything.
Don't you think that being more emotional and attached to people is affecting your own health and mental status? That it becomes it impacts on your own mental health. You become anxious. It affects your own mental status too when you have this type of issues in your family.
I know what you mean, but it is all natural response, right? So we are human beings. It touches your heart. Somebody dies without any reason, and the young kids have become no mother, and the elderly parents has no daughter. She was so famous, and she was hope, and she was a role model for so many people. And such a person all of a sudden commit suicide, and my mind wants to know why that happened. What is the reason why people commit suicide, why they come in this earth, and why they go without reason? That kind of philosophical question always haunts me. So although I realize that it is impacting my own mental health, I cannot stop. It is all naturally coming.
Yeah, I can connect it with my own incident that happened a few years ago in my own life.
Mm-hmm.
Some of One of my friend's son who was very close to me, and actually we used to go together for gymming and for outings, and we were very close families.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly in the morning, I got a phone call that he committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, I was shocked like you too. That
Mm-hmm.
and it affects my thinking. I was having same questions as you are having now. That I was at same situation. I was thinking that if I could have done something, if I could have been uh, more near to him, close to him, so that he could have discussed everything with me.
Mm-hmm.
As you told me that you went home back and discussed with your brother and you saved his life,
Mm-hmm.
and same at that time I was in the same situation too.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think that you can plan now to get rid of this anxious moments in your life?
Well, that's a good question, and it is hard to answer, right? So I think it's the time is the healing. Time heals everything. And I give you one example. You boil a kettle of water, and if you want to put your hand, it is too warm, it will burn your hand, right? But leave it for an hour, and then it comes to the room temperature, right? What is this? This is time, right? It was boiling 1 hour ago, now it is okay. So I think time will heal everything, but right now it is so important. We focus on present time, right? The future, when time passes, when days and weeks and months, year pass, we slowly forget and new incidents happen, and we forget that we have new things to focus, right? So um, I think when time comes, we heal, but right now it is bothering me, and that is really disturbing, really unhealthy for me, and I need my mind to focus on my study. I had to do my exams. I couldn't even do my one exam very well.
Oh,
Because of that issue, right? That was so like I couldn't sleep well, I couldn't prepare well. Constantly it was in mind, but I had to do the exam, right? I cannot like waive the exam, so it impacted my study as well.
so what I heard till now is that due to the death of your loved ones, you are getting anxious, you are getting worried, and you are getting emotions now, and that's affecting your studies, that's affecting your exams, and slowly, as you said, give the example of that warm water of kettle, and you believe that slowly it's gonna
Heal.
settle down, and you will slowly get distracted from these thoughts, anxious thoughts. And do you have any plan for your getting rid of these anxious movements? Do you think any 3 or 4 reasons that you want to get rid of these anxious movements? They are affecting your life.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that, but I can think now. Yes, I have to do my day-to-day job very well. I have to go to job. I have to work, right? So if I get anxious all the time, I cannot focus on my patient care. I might make mistakes, right? So it is not good for me. I have to find some solution. I am in the clinical now, and clinical are very stressful, right? Um, uh, we have to give medication to the clients, and if I make mistakes in giving medication, so that will be another problem, right?
Yeah.
And plus, I have to do my weekly study as well. I have to do my writing, I have to do my reading and do the quizzes, everything. They do not give me any concession that I have these stresses, right? So everybody has to do. Everybody has their own problem. They cannot give a concession to anybody. So I think I have to find some solution, and I have heard that the meditation. I think you know better, but I haven't tried them. But meditation can help reduce anxiety. So to discuss those ways, I am here with you, so that I guess I can get some ideas how to deal with them. But I know yoga and meditation and some kind of relaxation technique, or maybe going for a walk, or watching a good movie. I haven't tried them yet because I'm like so anxious all the time, and then I try to focus on study, but I cannot, and I try to sleep, I cannot sleep, and it's kind of the cycle of these all activities going on and on.
So do you want to say that it's affecting your sleep pattern too?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how much in the whole day you and night 24 hours pattern you are able to sleep nowadays?
It is hard to say because I'm not getting quality sleep. Because on the one hand, I have the stress of this exam. I try to stay until late because we have deadline until midnight to submit our assignments. So I stay until midnight generally, and then I try to sleep. The same thing comes in my mind for a while, and I think I have like 4 hours of sleep, I guess, not exactly, but roughly. And hard to get up. I get tired and I have headache in the morning because obviously I do not have a proper amount of sleep, right? Uh, and I'm also stressed out, I guess, due to this study and due to the the suicidal case, the death problem, and plus I have to communicate, I have to talk to the relatives back home, right? They want to know how we are doing, how their sister is doing, how their daughter is doing, my wife, right?
How much that death has affected your family?
Yeah.
That's a ritual in our Hinduism that if somebody passed away suddenly like this or passed away naturally, then we do share the sorrows,
Yeah.
and we do share our pain, and that's I think that's a good thing. So it's not connected to the death and all this. I just wanted to know, do you have ever thought about any suicidal thoughts?
Me myself?
Yeah.
No, no. I have many reasons to leave because that's why I'm doing this nursing program. I have no thought of committing suicide. I want to leave and I want to help people who are going through this process.
Okay.
Those people whose family member commits suicide, or those who are in any other kind of anxiety or depression or psychosis, or I am doing mental health nursing, right? So or maybe addiction. My brother was in alcohol addiction. That's why after going there and helping him and then his healing, I realized that it is good. I can still do something. I'm already old. See my hair, but it's not the time to go back to school. But I still thought that. I can still go back to school and then learn something so that I can help my family members and my community members back home or here, right?
How do you think you can help your family members back home and here too?
That's a good question. I already told you once that if I find somebody is in distress or stress, if somebody is in in addiction problem, I go and then I find a time. I do not just let it go. I just don't want to show that I'm trying. I really try. I I talk to them uh, how long, I do not care, like 4 hours, 5 hours. I go talk, and then until or unless they say okay, I follow your idea. Take me wherever you like. Take me to the hospital or do whatever you like. I follow your idea. Until they say that, I'm not going to leave them.
If you're talking about addictive substance abuse patients, right?
Yes, substance abuse.
I'm sorry to interrupt, and you
Yeah.
know that substance abuse has withdrawal symptoms,
Yeah.
and it's pretty hard for people who are addicted to drugs to quit. And it's not only an emotional issue, it's a physical issue too. So it takes a lot of time for the abused person to get rid of the disease, of the drug or the substance.
Yeah.
But it's good that you have that thinking in your brain that yeah, I can help those people. They definitely need counseling and from a person who they know better, and it's a good thing. And can you please advise you something to
Yeah.
get rid of this
Yeah.
anxiety?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I believe you should. I agree with you that you asked for meditation. In your culture, people do go to temple, pray there, and do religious chants, or you can talk to your religious saints about your pain and sorrows, and you can do the any recreational activity. At this time, you can't go for movies and all that because when there is any death in the family, you don't do these things. And I believe that you should be more concentrating on the religious and spiritual life of yourself, and I think that would be more helpful. And the yoga and exercising, that do help, but I believe anxiety is a psychological issue, and yeah, it is connected to the physical health of the person too. But I think believing in and taking help of your spiritual and religious side of your life, that will be more effective in getting rid of this anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, I just wanted to summarize that in the beginning you told me that you had a death of a relative that was so close to you,
Mm-hmm.
and she passed away by committing suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Now your family life here, your family life back home is affecting you a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and you are feeling helpless and restless that you couldn't do anything for her
Mm-hmm.
because she had such a wonderful life and she was so popular and so living and so
Mhm.
she was a gem, right? But she passed away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are thinking helpless that I couldn't help her in
Mhm.
any way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you helped with your brother,
Mhm.
and it worked. I was so surprised.
Mhm.
And we talked about the things which we can apply on yourself,
Mhm.
that you can get rid of these anxious moments.
Mhm.
So in the next meeting we will definitely talk about more
Mhm.
about this,
Mhm.
and we'll hope that you'll get rid of this anxious moments in your life.
Mhm.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for giving the advice and thank you for listening me.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.